Hey everyone, this is the team call and for Exhilarated Empire, and today we just want to go over each one of us sharing our why. So I'll go first. My why is, I think that's something that kind of discouraged me for a while because I don't have some huge driven why like some people have, that they've had really dramatic experiences where they have kids that they can use to drive them. But for me, it was really just when Dakota and I got married, we were broke as a joke. I mean, we sold my car to make rent. We lived off ramen. I had to say goodbye to him to go to work for 11, 12-hour shifts all the time, and I hated it. When I decided to sign up to be a coach, within the first 3 months of coaching, we totaled both of our vehicles and had our house broken into. And I think most people would probably quit at that point. We were back to rock bottom, and it was very, very hard. I was sitting at home alone, and after the break-in, more stuff kept happening when he wasn't home. And so that was one thing that really drove me, being that I had just become a coach. I was like, I'm not going to allow this to happen again. I don't want him to not be home if I need him here, especially if we had kids. I didn't want him to miss, like, I do daycare. You all know that I do daycare, and I see the kids' first steps. I hear their first words, all their first. Some kids call me mom, and I know that that can be confusion, or that can just them be being silly. But if I was a mom, I know those things would kill me, and I didn't want my husband to miss out on those things. So that was my first goal, is I wanted to bring my husband home from work. And to some people, I've heard people say, there is no way I could live with my husband home all day, every day. But that is like me opposite. I love having him by my side all day, every day, and we literally never leave each other's side. People ask us if we want to go out on single days. I'm just like, but I have to leave him? No. It's my best friend. No way. But that's the thing, though. It's like, when we do have kids, I want him to be there for everything and not miss out on that. And right now we live in a townhouse. I want to have the house of my dreams out in the country with a wraparound porch, like those are what drives me, and that is my why. And I share openly with people because I want them to know that you don't have to have a really drastic story to drive you. Like, that to me is driving me. And on top of that, I like to use fitness as my witness. Like, you all know, I'm a woman of Christ, and I love sharing my faith, and I love that I've had so many people come to me asking me for advice, whether it's, with their marriage or with themselves, with God, anything. And the fact that I can be here as a godly example is just priceless. So that's another thing that really drives me with the business. So that's my why.
She said ours would be similar. Mine is pretty close to the same thing. It's so I can be at home with our kids when we have them in the future. I don't want to be one, like she said, we run daycare. We have parents that leave their kids here 10 hours a day, and then sometimes even have one that would have to pick up from here and drop off at another babysitter just because they're trying to work and make ends meet. And we decided we don't want to be like that, and we're making a difference and changing it. It's like ours, she said, isn't huge compared to some people's, but it's what drives us. Your why doesn't have to be huge if it's what drives you, but it has to be something that literally drives you and makes you want to keep doing better, makes you want to keep doing the reach outs, doing all the tasks that you should be doing daily as a coach. It's just like on days that you just don't feel like doing anything. This is why we tell all of you to write your why down, your goals. If you're having a bad day where you don't want to do anything, you have to look at that why, and that why has to be able to drive you. If you don't have nothing driving you, you're not going to go anywhere. That's the plain simple fact. Because when it gets hard, you're just going to quit, and that's what a lot of people do. They don't know their why. They don't know anything. They don't have goals. They'll quit as soon as the going gets tough. They don't toughen up through it. Like she said, we went through all that. We were broke and had our house broken into, totaled both of our cars within 3 months of each other, and signing up as a coach. Most people would have quit and used that as an excuse not to afford Shakeology or not to be able to afford the coach fees. We didn't. We made it push us harder, and it has. It's brought me home from work. I was working probably 50 to 60 hours on average every single week, and even with working that, Beachbody as far as income wise, we are very blessed with Beachbody. We're earning 4 times more than what I was working that many hours a week. And I'm getting to stay at home doing something I love.
All right. Edith? Okay. I think that we can't see you right now.
Oh, it's because those are all on the side.
You share your why?
Oh boy. Okay, my why. Well, why I turned to Beachbody, well, coaching, I guess. Is, well, I would always do the programs and then just like fall off. Like I would get one, do really well, and then I'm like, okay, done with that, bored. And like I know where I could be, you know, fitness wise, you know, like eating well, you know, my ideal weight. And so coaching, it like holds me accountable. Like I have to do it. You have to check in. So I like that part. And then what really just kind of was like the wow for me was when I saw the size. And I used to teach dance. And so that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do it. I have to jump on board. So I would like to teach size, and I would actually like to try and be like a master trainer. Like I would like to go towards that. So that's kind of what I would like to do. And I mean, right now it's new, the coaching thing. It's kind of hard to, I guess, reach out for me right now. It's a little difficult, but
Still
I'm
really
gonna,
coach too.
yeah, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up now. So yeah, that's kind of my why. And I'd love to get out of my full-time job. Like totally, I would love to do that. So seeing, you know, like you two that you guys have made it along with other people, I'm like, I'm going to give it my all and try, because I would love to just like do this all day and you know, teach and not have to go to work. And also I love animals, so I love to rescue and save, so I would love to be able to put more into that and be at home with my fur babies. Yeah.
That's a good reason.
So that's mine. I know that was actually one before I started coaching. There was one, I don't know, it was like a guy who went on there, was like, he was kind of asking that, like, what are your whys or whatever. And I was like, I would love to put that money towards rescuing dogs and this and that. So yeah.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Who's next?
Ryan, would you like to go next?
Can you hear you?
I can.
Okay.
So you're next on our list here, so we're just calling it in order.
I can't.
On the spot.
So this is where I'm answering the why, you know, what I want to do, why I'm a coach and things like that. Is that correct?
Yes. Sharing your why.
Okay. So part of the reason why I wanted to do this was because, you know, I've always struggled with my weight, kind of like I did in the video I did a long time ago. I've always struggled with my weight and being secure within myself. And I knew that I wanted to take care of myself both spiritually and physically as best I could. And I never was able to do that on my own. I was never able to really find anything that would help me as much as Beachbody has. And so when I wanted to become a coach, when I wanted to do all the things that I get to do with Beachbody, it's just really given me a platform to really put everything that I've ever wanted to do into practice finally, to give me the means to do it, and to eliminate a lot of excuses. There's whether it be how to get the gym, so on and so forth. But what I want to be able to do, because I am in school to be a children's minister. It's what I feel called to do. You know, so my first priority is always school. Second is church and ministry with everything like within that. And so I kind of heard someone else talking about it, where it's a challenge to stay on task with everything, to try to make sure that everything else is taken care of in my life so that I can focus on Beachbody. But what I'd like to do is to be done with school, so that I don't have to try to juggle so many things, so I don't have so many irons on the fire. I've been asked many times, like, do I see myself doing ministry and Beachbody long term? And I say, yeah. I can't say that everything that I'm doing right now I'm going to do forever. I mean, that's really in God's hands anyways. But ultimately, you know, this is something that I'm passionate about, and I believe that God's given me an incredible platform to help people. You know, and God inspires, but you know, I can lead by example by showing that personal discipline is applied everywhere, and that, you know, one of the ways that I do that is to take care of myself both inside and out. And so long term, I would love to just, you know, be able to be a Beachbody coach that, and also love on people and love on kids and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
That's really good. I think Melissa, you're next in line. You want to go?
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
You what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure. So the whole reason I think I wanted to start being a coach is because back in 2013, I went through a kind of a hard time where I put on a lot of weight. And I found Beachbody and Insanity, and I did it twice, and I kind of went a little too insane, and I lost 50 pounds in 5 months. So it probably wasn't the healthiest way I could have done it. I was doing like 3 different workouts a day and eating like crazy small portions, and but I got down to like the lightest weight that I ever was. And then I made friends because I didn't really have a lot of friends when I started Beachbody. And I started drinking, went to college, and I gained most of my weight back because I wasn't working out like I used to, and I was drinking and eating all the time. So this past summer is when I met Dakota, and he believed in me when I didn't, and that was kind of cool. And so I decided to do Beachbody again, and sorry.
Okay.
And I decided to start Insanity again, and then I decided to be a coach because I didn't want to fall off again, because I'm tired of like falling off and getting back on and yo-yoing, and because I've been doing it my entire life since like 8th grade. I was losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. So as of right now, I've been a coach for a month, and I have a good amount of people in my group already. And it's, even when I'm still struggling, like this past weekend, I ate like way too much food. I get on my page, which is like my baby, and I just like, I'm like, I got to do better for my people. So I need to like get back on track. So I know I'm not going to fall off again. And that's kind of my story.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Wow.
Got me all teary eyed.
Oh, I know.
No.
See, it's stories like
The
that.
camera a little bit.
Stories like that really just, you know, open up to why we all decide to become coaches. I mean, you telling us that, like, you'll notice more as you coach. Like, when people tell you that you're a lot of the reason that got them back going or anything like that, is the most rewarding feeling in the world. And that is my most favorite thing about coaching. You know, it's just, I had a really good friend that couldn't walk up her driveway to get her mail, and then a couple months later, after being in our team, was telling me she was running to her mailbox. I mean, that's just priceless. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, sorry, I get kind of emotional sometimes.
Big deal.
Very big deal.
Yeah. All right, Danielle.
Okay. I get nervous talking to people that I don't know, so if it comes out all spastic, I'm sorry. I have a lot of reasons why I became a coach, and they all revolve around a very special little girl that I had 2 years ago. When I had her, I was working in a restaurant very part-time because I was actually, towards the end of my pregnancy, I was in danger of having complications because I worked too much during my pregnancy. So I had to slow down, and that involved me having to live on my tax refund after I had her because I couldn't work. I wanted to stay home, and being one of those women who all I've ever really known for sure that what I want to do is be a mom. It's so frustrating not to be able to spend all my time and pour all my time into her. So I had to go back to work. I work full time. I work 11-hour days, 4 days a week, and I'm still paycheck to paycheck. We can't.
Hold on. Let's say you're cutting really bad.
much, or I'm a college dropout. My paychecks, they don't reach the end of it.
Hey, Danielle.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hold on. You're glitching a little. Okay, you're good now. You're not frozen.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Where did I leave off?
College dropout.
What's that?
College dropout.
College dropout. Okay. Yeah, obviously I don't qualify to be in a high position where I make a lot of money. I have to do what I can and what I qualify for. And that's frustrating sometimes because that's mostly my fault. And we can't afford much. We have diapers and wipes paid for by family. We get secondhand clothes from his niece. We sometimes have to choose between gas and groceries, and it's really frustrating. And I just don't want her to grow up and start realizing that's how it is, and someday have to tell her that she can't do something she wants to do, or we can't go on vacation because we can't afford it. So mainly I just want to use Beachbody to give her the life that she deserves. That's it.
No better wife for you than that. Little moo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love paying you to watch her, but someday I'd like to stop that too.
I don't blame you there. I would love nothing more than that for you.
Danielle watches my daughter. Also, that's how I got into Beachbody. So.
That's kind of why we call her Moo Moo.
Well, it's your.
All right. Well, Amy, I think you were next.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
You're good.
So I guess I have to talk about my why, huh? So my original why is just, some of the same things as you, Danielle, and maybe some of the others, just accountability and making sure I stick with it. And then it's really cool when we see these people getting involved and they get excited about it too. And you can tell that because we're doing it, they want to do it. And you know that if we weren't, they wouldn't even consider it. So just the fact that we're their very first step of inspiration to do, the challenge groups and stuff, that's really cool. But recently I have a bigger why, and it's really now it's my only why. And it's to get, the healthiest body I can. Sunday I had a miscarriage, and it just, I'm not completely unhealthy, but it made me realize, I want to make sure that whatever God decides to put in me, my child's vessel is as healthy as it can be, and I'm eating everything right, and I'm exercising right, and I just give it the best life from the moment of conception. And I think Beachbody will allow me to do that with Shakeology and with the exercise and the positive inspiration that I get from all of you and from Danielle and Dakota every day. I look at your guys' posts, and my husband, my recent experience, and you, Danielle and Dakota, you guys are you're all my why. Please say something.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's just, I went through that whole thing with you and, thinking you were pregnant, and we were so excited. And then you shared that with me, and it's really hard. And, I'm not even the one going through it. It's really hard for me to go through that with you. And then for you to openly share that and say that about us, it's really awesome. It's really cool because we've been friends for a very long time too. And so.
Yep. Well, thank you.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Jennifer?
Hey, sorry I got late. I just woke up. My hair's still a mess.
All right. You still made it.
I have to work the night shift tonight, and I worked the day shift this morning, so
Oh,
we're
wow.
gonna lead in with that's one part of my why. I work 6 days a week, and my sixth day is a morning shift followed by a night shift. So, and it's not so much just to make ends meet, but to try to get ahead at the end of the month, because I'm tired of trying to scrape by, like Danielle was saying. I don't have my kids with me right now, but we're still paycheck to paycheck and barely getting by at the end of the month. When I first started Beachbody, my why was so different. I just wanted to get healthy at the time. I signed up and started as a coach with no clue what I was getting myself into. And now that I've learned what I've learned over the past 9 months and the personal development, even though I haven't made very much money in the business yet, what I've gained through just personal knowledge and learning about myself has been more than worth it. Then I've gotten into learning more about how what we eat affects how we think, and experimenting with it in my own body and realizing that what I've started to do has made me healthier, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. And that if I can help other people do that before they get to the point where they're 80, 90 years old and need to be put in a nursing home because their poor lifestyle choices have just deteriorated their health. And then I went home to my Oregon last month to visit my mom and dad and realized I gave my kids up for adoption when they were really young because of my mental and physical health. And my parents adopted them, and they live with my parents. But I go to visit them, and it's completely open. My kids are aware, and my parents' health is going down the tubes because of their poor lifestyle choices. Because they're not able, and they don't have anybody around to help them. They're both working full time, barely making ends meet themselves, and they're stressed and they're overweight, and it's starting to take a toll on their health. And I need to get closer so that I can help because there's nobody else who can. And so right now, that's my goal, like huge. I want to help as many people not need a caregiver as possible, and I want to get home to where I can be near my kids. If I can't convince my parents to change, I need to be where I can be from there for my kids when the time comes, because it's getting to the point, at least with my dad, that it's looking like if he doesn't do something serious within the next 6 months to a year, he might not make it another 2 to 5 years. So I mean, it's like I was almost to that point health-wise, and I fought mental health disorders and physical health disorders, and now I feel the best I have actually in my entire life. Like, I've been skinny before, but I wasn't mentally stable. And I and when I was heavy, I was having all kinds of health problems, and I wasn't really happy. So now I've kind of got everything clicked into place health-wise and mental health-wise, and realized that a big part of it is our culture and how we eat in our culture. And so I'm on a mission to spread the messages to as many people as I can.
That's awesome. And it probably mean just as much to your kiddos as it does
Yeah.
to you. Awesome. Okay. I'm not sure who's. Oh, Andrew. Okay. Andrew, do you want to share your why? Say you're muted, so we can't hear you. Here, I just unmuted you. Hello? Andrew? Oh, mic broke. Okay. All right. If you want to chat, go ahead and chat your story, and we can read it out loud. Well, I'll have Amanda share her story until you're done chatting. Oh, okay. Oh, dang, that was impressive. All right, you want to read that out loud?
Is that all of it, Andrew, or do you want me to wait? And I'll read it out loud for you.
That was impressive. He's like,
He probably had it already ready.
wait, please.
Okay, I'll wait.
2 of 2. All right.
2 of 2 what?
I think he's about to send the second message.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. How do we scroll up?
2
Oh, there we go. All right. I'll read Andrew's real quick.
The second one's the first one.
Wait. Oh.
Okay. I love being able to help people.
Okay. So the first part is starting off with grew up with my dad. Because we got that first.
Yep.
Okay,
Which
gotcha.
part? Okay.
All right. So let's see. Grew up with my dad being overweight and going out to eat more often than I would have liked. As I've gotten older, I've focused more on my own fitness journey and been wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. I want to be a personal testimony of how the journey is worth it and results can happen with dedication and determination. And that if I show results, that it will motivate him to make a change with his own health. I love being able to help people. I'm a psychology major in college as well as being a Beachbody coach. So being a coach is another outlet in order to help people. I have the desire to be able to help other people transform their lives in another way to help people improve their lives, and particularly focusing on their physical health. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Oh, you're fine. You don't have to apologize.
No, that is one, obviously we all know that about Beachbody, the fact that we are here to help everyone.
You just have to X.
Yeah.
You can't minimize it.
Help everyone. And that's like, and it could be the simplest thing. Just you caring about how their workout went can mean the world to someone. I know for me, when someone reached out to me first, he was my coach, but he quit. So I never really had a coach. But when he first reached out to me, I was like, he added me to his team on Facebook, and I was just overwhelmed at the support. And I mean, for some people, that's all they need to commit to a healthier lifestyle, which could mean for some people, that could mean, like my sister-in-law, she really puts she had a few miscarriages, and she gave all the credit to having her last child to Beachbody because she committed to being healthy and drinking Shakeology, eating healthy, and working out. I mean, like, it's amazing what, just leading by an example can do for other people. Okay, it looks like all we have is Amanda left. All right.
Okay. Wow, this is like being on Oprah. I'm going to cry. No. Gosh, thanks everybody for sharing. This is really cool. I love hearing everybody's stories because I'm kind of different, I guess, from a lot of people as far as, like, I'm not a big fitness person. I never have been. I'm still not. I don't love working out. I love being healthy. I love eating healthy and cooking and all that kind of stuff, but workouts are not my thing. So I was doing TurboFire when I became a coach, and I was a few weeks into it and getting good results and stuff. But really what pushed me over the edge to become a coach was what Danielle was talking about, was the whole environment of support. I was, a stay-at-home mom with just 2 little kids at home. My husband was working 2 jobs, maybe even 3 jobs at that point to support the family because we were just down and out, broke as a joke. And I actually became a coach when we were on food stamps. We were on state medical. We were on all kinds of assistance, and I actually bought my challenge pack to sign up as a coach with our tax return because, when you're poor, you get a big tax return usually. So and I did not tell anyone. I didn't tell my husband. I was afraid that I was going to basically totally fail. And I thought, my goal was just, my why at that point was like, I want to pay back this challenge pack and I want to get a discount. And if I can make enough money just every month to get Shakeology, just so I can keep myself healthy, then that's good enough for me. And that's all I wanted. And I thought maybe a little bit of extra money for bills. But it's so funny how that has changed because I realized that the community was so amazing. And I just felt like this sense of belonging because I think everybody just feels like they want to be part of something. And that's what was missing in my life. I was depressed and I was unhealthy. And I didn't really have a purpose for my life. I was just kind of, my husband was like, you need to go apply and be a server, be a waitress, work at a gas station. Like, we need money. And I was like, dude, I have a bachelor's degree. Like, I felt like there was more for my life somehow. And I didn't know how to fulfill that because I just felt completely hopeless. So when I got into coaching, I realized like I can actually do something meaningful. And if I really work hard, and never in my wildest dreams did I think this would happen, but I thought if I work hard, like maybe this can be my job. Maybe I can actually make money doing this. And so, after a few months of doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the real deal. So my why just basically became to never go back to that place where I was ashamed of what it had become, and like never go back on food stamps. And after a few months of being a coach, we were off of all assistance or whatever because we made too much money with my coaching income. And I was like, I never want to be back there again. Like, I never want to go and get my card denied after getting groceries and have to put my groceries back. I don't want to have to put $5 in a gas tank to get me till payday. I don't want to have to tell my kids no when we're at the book fair and I can't afford to buy my daughter an $8 book, which did happen. And I was just tired of always just telling my kids we didn't have money to do stuff, or, I couldn't go out on a date with my husband and we were fighting with each other, and everything was stemming from not having enough. Not having enough money, not having enough time because we were busting our asses to try to make more money. And so for me, my why just became, to just get out of the struggle basically, and just, not ever have to work for someone else's dream, because that was so depressing. And I had been burned so badly in the past. I worked in an office as a substance abuse counselor, intake specialist, and I was fired while I was 16 weeks pregnant with my first baby. And it was 10 days before Christmas, and my boss fired me, canceled all my benefits. I had nothing. That's when we went on state medical. That's when we went on WIC and food stamps and all that. And I was like, I don't ever want my life to be in somebody else's hands again. I want to do this for me. So I'm now to the point where I make more money than my husband does at his full-time job, and so I'm the breadwinner now, basically. And I'm doing something that I love that helps other people. And so my biggest why right now is just to get us to a secure place and help other people do that, because I know how soul sucking it is to work for somebody else and not be appreciated and just feel like you don't have a purpose.
It's awesome. That's great. No, it's great from hearing from you too, is because you've been in it for a while, kind of like we've been in it for 2.5 years, and you've been, what, 3
years. Yep.
So it's like you've got some background. You've been through all the struggles, like all of us have our own struggles. You've been through it and you've overcome it, so it's really great to hear, I feel like for me, when I scroll through my Facebook, I follow a lot of leaders, so I'm constantly seeing all this success, and it's easy for me to compare myself. Why ain't I here yet? Why ain't I there? Why ain't I as good as them? But I have to constantly remind myself, you can't compare your chapter 2 to their chapter 20. So I think it's really cool to hear, like you've been doing it for 3 years. We've been doing it for 2.5. You got to think, like we have a lot of new coaches on this call. Like you're fairly new. If you're consistent with your work, and I hear the passion in every one of you, if you use that passion to drive you, believe me, it's going to pay off. And you guys won't be talking about these stories anymore. You're going to be sharing the wealth with your kids and other people and helping other people do the same thing for themselves.
You'll be talking about the stories, but it'll be from like our point of view looking back.
Yeah.
And yeah, put in 3 years at this job and not, build your own dream.
Right.
I worked 3 years at my other company. I got a fruit basket at Christmas. That was my beach P90X, I need to go on a cruise. Like, I will gladly give 3 years of my life to Beachbody any day of the
Sure you don't like that fruit basket?
It's not important.
Yeah, I don't get anything from my not even a fruit basket.
Well-
And then I got
What?
and then I got fired, so that sucked even more.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
bad.
I hope that everyone enjoyed this call, and I just want to thank everybody for opening your hearts and sharing your why. Like I said, next week we're going to kind of go more into how to share your why. We're kind of talking about that a lot in Coach Basics right now. How to form your why, kind of
Like 30 seconds.
share it in like breadcrumbs. And then the following week we're going to talk about failures, fear, and so that'll be a really good one too. So just to give you guys an idea of what our upcoming calls are. But I really wanted to say thank you for taking your time to get on the call tonight and open your hearts. I hope you guys all have a good night.